Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What the Sheikh is saying here is that it's not permissible for a person who lives in the lands of the Muslims to forsake that, even if it's temporarily, and go to live or stay or visit, even if it's for the purpose of tourism or holidays, to the lands of the kuffar. And the reason why, so now we have to understand the foundation and the asl in this, which is if the person already has security in his iman, in his environment, in his surroundings, there may even be munkarat in the place where he lives, even if he's living in the lands of the Muslims. There may be some munkarat, but it's controlled. It's something that he is able to stay away from and abstain from. If he is to exchange that and go to live in the lands of the kuffar, what's going to happen? It's obviously going to implode. It's going to be all in his face. There's going to be kufr, it's going to be shirk, it's going to be ma'asi, there's going to be things that he's not able to control, etc. Therefore, the ulama have said it is not permissible for a person to leave the lands of the believers to go and reside or even visit to the lands of the kuffar. And there are many ayat and hadith that can support this. We don't want to get into all the adillah right now. But the question here is, if the person is living in the lands of the kuffar, is he allowed to travel to another land of the kuffar, or within the land that he is living in? So he lives in England, he lives in Netherlands. Is he allowed to travel within the UK or within the Netherlands, or does this fatwa still apply? Or maybe another question here, a related question: is he allowed to travel from this country to another country? So from UK to Spain, UK to France, Netherlands to Norway. So now, when we go back to the asl of this mas'ala, we will be able to understand the answer, which is if the person is going to go from a place of aman and security and a place where he's able to control the munkarat to a place where he's able to control the munkarat, then there is no harm in this. If he's going to go from a place where he's able to control the munkarat to a place where he's unsure, he's going to go to a place where tourism is rife, or he goes to like the capital city of a different country and there is, tourist areas, etc. And then there's going to be munkarat, that he, is not able to control, he's not able to protect himself and his family from, then there is no doubt that that is haram. And that's what we're learning from the fatwa from Sheikh Saleh, which is that a person is living amongst the land, living in the lands of the Muslim, amongst the Muslims. Why would he want to then forsake that? The Messenger of Allah ﷺ, he said, "Ana bari'un, I am free and I disassociate myself from every single Muslim, yuqim, who he established himself and he goes and stays bayna adhur al-mushrikeen, amongst the mushrikun." So now here we can understand, not only are we talking about residing, but we're also talking about visiting where there is no purpose. So now here, answering the question that you're asking, can the person go from Netherlands to Norway? When he goes to Norway, he's going to go on a nature trek. He's going to be staying away from, in a remote area. He's going to be staying away from the people. Is that allowed, or does the fatwa of Sheikh Saleh apply? We will say, now we want to understand the principles. We will say there is no harm in this whatsoever, because he's going from a place where there is no munkar, or the munkar is controlled, which is his home, or his home locality, the environment that he is with, from his neighborhood, to another place where there is no munkar. So the fatwa of the sheikh, where he leaves the lands of the Muslims to go to the lands of kuffar, doesn't apply, because he's already in the lands of the kuffar. So what we're saying here, he's going from a place where there is no munkar to a place where there is no munkar, then there's no harm in that. But there's a very big but. We have to be balanced here. I was asked recently by a brother, he goes, can I go from the UK to Portugal for the purpose of holiday? Very same question. And I says to this brother here, no. So a person might think, okay, how can you say you can go from Netherlands to Norway, but you can't go from the UK to Lisbon? We will say the reason why is because when he's going from the UK to Lisbon, where is he going to stay when he goes to Lisbon? He's going to be staying in the tourist areas. Therefore, there's going to be munkarat, there's going to be kufr, there's going to be shirk, there's going to be all these different things that he's not going to be able to control. Therefore, my advice to him was then to say is, why don't you go to the lands of the Muslims? Even then, I mean, unfortunately, Allah musta'an, there is no guarantee that he'll be away from the different munkarat that are there, but at least he's going from the lands of the kuffar to the lands of the Muslims, where he's able to pray, where he's able to establish Islam, where he's able to show the symbols of Islam. He doesn't have to hide his faith. He can, again, control the different munkarat that he has access to, or he visibly sees, etc. And then obviously he's able to like I said, control it better. So that's the mas'ala, and that's the principle behind what the Shaykh is saying here. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he gives us the best of understanding. Allahu a'lam.